Bible Story, Part 7, God's Covenant with Abraham. Years passed after Abram settled in the land of Canaan. God had promised him a great nation. Yet Abram and Sarai still had no child. As time moved forward, the promise felt impossible. Abram was growing older, and Sarai's hope was slowly fading. One night, as Abram sat under the quiet sky, the Lord spoke to him in a vision. "Do not be afraid. Abram, I am your shield, your very great reward." But Abram replied with honesty, "Lord, what can you give me, since I remain childless? A servant in my household will inherit everything." Then the Lord said firmly, "This man will not be your heir. A son from your own body will inherit your promise." God led Abram outside and said, "Look up at the heavens. Count the stars if you can. So shall your offspring be." And in that moment, even without seeing the future, Abram believed the Lord, and God counted that faith as righteousness. Time continued, still no child. Yet God's promise remained. One evening God spoke again. "I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur to give you this land." Abram asked, "How can I be sure that I will possess it?" Instead of rebuking his question, God invited Abram into a covenant, a binding promise sealed by God himself. Animals were brought, a covenant path was prepared, and as the sun went down, a deep darkness fell over Abram. Then the Lord spoke, "Your descendants will be strangers in a land not their own. They will be enslaved and mistreated for 400 years. But I will punish the nation they serve, and afterward they will come out with great possessions." As night fully settled, something extraordinary happened. A blazing torch and a smoking firepot passed between the pieces of the covenant sacrifice. This was the sign, God himself sealing the promise. An unconditional covenant, a promise no human could break. God said, "To your descendants, I give this land from the river of Egypt to the great Euphrates." This covenant marked a turning point. Abram would not just be a man of faith, he would become the father of nations. And though the promise took time, and though trials would come, one thing was certain. The God who made the stars and called Abram by name would fulfill every word he had spoken. Thus began the covenant that would shape the history of Israel and ultimately lead to the Savior of the world. Abraham's covenant teaches us that God's promises never fail, even when the waiting feels long. Faith is not about seeing the answer immediately, but trusting the one who made the promise.